Hey guys, I'm Dupree, and today I'm going to show you some awkward shots in the pool and how to shoot them. This first shot, we are going over a carom shot. And what a carom shot is when the cue ball hits a ball and then goes off of that ball and makes another ball. So you might be saying, oh well, that's called a combination. But a combination is like if I were to try to bank the 3 ball into the 5. That's if the ball that the cue ball hits makes a ball. But a carom is when the cue ball goes off a ball and makes another ball. So if, in this case, like that. So that's the exact shot we're trying to do. We're trying to hit the 3 ball and draw into the 5. If I do it just plain eye, it looks something around there. But I'm going to show you a little system that will help you find where you need to hit on the 3 ball in order to make this ball. This can be with any draw shot. So it's almost maximum draw that we're using here, because you can mess it up if you don't use the exact same, if you use too much draw or too little draw. So draw is just backspin if you don't know that term. But first thing you do is draw a line between the 3 ball and the cue ball. We're going to put a little marker there. You can't do that in the game, but just for camera effects, we're putting a marker. And then you find the middle of those, wherever your tip's pointing, that's where you need to hit the 3 ball in order to draw into the 5. And as the 3 and the cue ball start lining up in a straight line, it does get really, really hard to find that point, just because this angle is really, really hard. It fluctuates so much off of this angle that you're always going to end up a little high, as you saw there. So the point when they're straight, you end up high. So what you have to do is you have to kind of compensate for that, knowing that, and aim a little bit lower on your 3 ball. And that brings you closer to that ball. So the correct shot looks something like this. Just like that. You see, if you use too much draw, shot can look like this. If you use too little draw, shot's gonna look like this. So you gotta find that good middle, and the way to do that is just to practice this shot. Another reason this shot is so difficult is the 3 ball is so far away from the 5 ball, but it's still a very, very makeable shot. Up here it would be so much easier. You got a lot of room to work with. Make both in one shot. But that is our little draw system, carom shot, that is a real great shot to learn. So this shot that I'm about to show right here is pretty tricky. You just have to develop a feel for this one. This one right here is a kick shot. Let's say we're playing one pocket. We have this pocket. Or this, for some reason you can't pocket it there, or if this is way over here. What we're going to do is, I'm not going to aim, we're just going to kick it. You see how we can kick it in that general direction? That's what we're trying to do. But we're trying to end up behind the 3 ball and cut it into that corner down there. It is a tough shot to make. You just have to develop a real good feel for the shot. But it is a very useful shot. And I can show you some of the main problems. I can't explain to you exactly like where to aim and stuff. It's obviously difficult shot. But I can show you where to aim to come close to make it and make it. So it works best when this ball is about a ball off of the rail. So like a ball's width away from the rail. If it's frozen on the rail, you cannot do it. Sorry. You're going to have to try a much harder bank. Those banks are difficult. I don't like those banks, at least. Some people are good at them. I'm just not. But this shot right here requires a lot of left spin. A lot of running English along this rail. So whatever direction your cue ball needs to go this way is what spin you need to have on this ball. So my cue ball needs to go left, so I have left spin on my ball. And the reason you have that spin is because if you don't have that spin, the shot's going to look like this. You're going to overcut it. So that spin takes off of this rail and throws the cue ball behind it, sending it more in that direction. So we're always going to have left spin on it. And it's a little more difficult. You may not need left spin as you go down here. But as the cue ball goes down further, it gets harder to make. And also, it's pretty likely that you're going to scratch in that corner up there. So it may not be the best shot choice. Maybe if you're playing one pocket and you're just trying to put it over there somewhere. But if you are shooting it at that shallow angle, we're always going to add backspin. You won't need left anymore, but you do need a little bit of backspin to keep your cue ball from going anywhere near that pocket. The best game to pull this in is one pocket, most definitely. And it's not necessarily to make the ball, but just to get it over on your side of the table is why we do it. But there is something really, really important to this. And it's making sure this ball gets a rail. So in pool, any game of pool, after contact, a ball has to hit a rail. So this first rail does not count because it is not after contact. So if we just go into that rail, that is a foul shot right there. But this would not be a foul shot if it hits that rail. If you're more on the steep angle, if you're going to kick from behind it and try to use draw, if your cue ball gets a rail, should be all good. But this is an interesting shot to try to do. Another version of it. It's harder. It works better when this ball is further off the rail. This can happen in 9-ball games when you're blocked. But trying to kick it into that side pocket, it's a little more difficult because of the cut. And this angle, this particular angle is hard. But somewhere near that pocket, you're always going to have a chance at it. It's just, my job is just to show you these shots in case you need them. Again, it's just left spin. The hardest part is getting enough cut on it without overcutting it, because it's kind of it's a very touchy shot. But those are two shots that you can definitely use in games. Okay, so this last shot is for when you're either playing on a snooker table, if you're a snooker player, or if you're playing on usually a valley bar table because they are unlevel. Snooker table because there's a lot of distance, valley bar table because they're unlevel. If you roll a ball in, sometimes it'll roll off path, like that. But that's only if you hit it slow. If you hit it fast, you have no problem. But if you hit this fast with center ball, there's a chance that you could scratch, but there's also no style points in that whatsoever. And if you need to hold position for a ball, like you need to play on that 5-ball next, your cue ball needs to stay somewhere around there, and if you cut that in, your cue ball is going to take off. So what we're going to do is play this little shot right here. It looks like, some people call it the banana shot. Not like that. That's what you do not want to do with this shot. You want to hit it off center. So that this happens right here. Off center. Just like that. Little banana shot. You could also do banana shot here, although there's a bigger chance you'd scratch. Something like that. It's just a lot of topspin. Really fun. Could be a trick shot or a helpful carom shot if you put 2 balls like that and then try to make both of them. Fun trick shot. Just also helpful in games. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the subscribe button on this video. If you want to receive notifications when I post a new video, click that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it. That'll just send an email and a notification to you when I upload a new video. Make sure you like this video. Click that big thumbs up. It's highly, highly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.